Oh, wow. Fuck. Alright, so this gun's gonna suck a little bit, guys, because my GoPro just died on me. So we only have the same now, which is not the best video quality, but we'll have to make do with what we have. So we're in the Panamerica. It was like about a 20-30 minute wait, which is not bad. Harley Davidson is usually pretty good about not making somebody wait. The funny part is that 2 people or 3 people have basically stolen Sportster S's right now. They've been gone for over an hour, and I know that feeling because that's exactly what happened to me with Indian. So hopefully they're just lost or broken down and not actually trying to do some nefarious bullshit. So we're on rain mode right now. Let's kick it over to Sport. That's not on purpose. It's just completely different throttle response in rain mode. Yeah, you see? You see? Actually, I don't know if you guys can see because the freaking GoPro died. But yeah. Oh, for all intents and purposes, any law enforcement officials watching, even though it looks we're in Costa Mesa, we're actually in a close course in Mexico, currently writing this review. Why is that guy naked? Freaking OC. Alright, so first impressions. I thought that this riding position was going to feel weird, that I was going to have like this big monster underneath my legs. I do not. It feels extremely flickable. It feels extremely light from up here. It is a big, imposing bike, but I have absolutely no problems with my field of view. The windshield seems to be going right over my head, which is perfect. The throttle response is nice and crisp. Brakes are good without being too much for this bike. I feel like Harley Davidson really did his homework on this bike. It feels a hell of a lot better than even the Scrambler S or the Scrambler XE that I test drove not too long ago. Hopefully I won't get in trouble with Triumph for saying that, but kind of does. Now, I'm a big Harley fanboy. I have owned 3 Harleys in the last 2 years. Like usually... We just bounced off the rev limiter right there. That was pretty cool. It has kind of like a rear set position for the feet, which is kind of cool. You can still stand up and do like some hooligan stuff, but it's a hell of a lot more comfortable for me, and it does feel a lot more sporty. Only thing I don't like about this bike so far is the turn signals are metric style and not cruiser style, so one button controls both. I'm kind of used to just like both thumbs. Each thumb controls left or right. Is that a Buell? Sorry, bro. No, it's a Trident. Let's see, CVO. Okay. So this bike has the adaptive riding. So I can almost flat foot it on both feet because it lowered itself to be better for me. Let's see how long the GoPro lives without dying this time. I have another SD card, but I think I left it in my car, and it's a hell of a far walk to go get it. Please stay on. Look, if you can see right there. Damn it, it died again. You can see right there. I really hope some of this is usable. Why am I sitting in traffic? That's such a dumb thing to do. Hey, Modelo time, fool! So at low speeds it is not as flickable. At low speeds you do feel the mass and weight of this bike. Actually, now that I'm riding it, it does feel less smooth in the Scrambler. And we are in sport mode, so we're at the top of... We have the most power available. I didn't turn off traction control, AVS, wheelie control, any of the other stuff off right now because we don't need to. I kind of want those on this bike. What did I turn? I turned them off on the scrambler. That was a little sketchy because there are some turns right here that I've been making where I kind of need it to brake a little harder than I normally do, and I'd rather not chance that. I really hope my Saina's recording this at least. Why you do this, GoPro? Why? I take care of you, I charge you, I ignore you, I forget about you in what dark places. I do gotta say another concern is these foot picks are extremely tiny. Like, it's really easy to miss the foot pick, especially coming off of a stoplight, which I almost did right now. I barely got the end of them. They're really far in, which is not like a Harley Davidson to try to be so narrow. But I think they do it in order to give the shorter leg riders a little bit more space. And most bikes that I ride, I complain about the rider triangle, especially with Harley Davidsons because they are so customizable. But currently I'm having no issues with the rider triangle. I feel that the reach to the bars is completely adequate. The foot place position is extremely adequate. This windscreen is buffeting a little harder than I would like it to, but it's not too bad. I like these handguards. They do feel to be either like a hard plastic or a soft metal. The grill is a little weird. Honestly, I know that this is probably faster than the Sportster, but the Sportster S feels a hell of a lot faster. And I saw some hooligans riding the absolute piss out of this bike earlier, so I know it can handle a lot more than I'm giving it right now. But I don't have anything to prove to anybody but myself, and I'm just going to enjoy the ride. Oh. Here's a cardinal sin of Harley Davidson for me. While the bars look fat here, I'm pretty sure this is a 7/8 grip. I hate 7/8 grips. 7/8 grips. Not apes, I don't know if I said that. Is that Harbor? That is Harbor. So, some YouTubers, some people, Harley Davidson, have said that the Sportster S compares to the whatchamacallit, to the FTR, which I do not believe is true. I believe the Sportster S compares more closely to the Scout in riding position and horsepower, but obviously the Sportster S outclasses the Scout by at least 20 horsepower. I believe the Panamerica. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I picked up the rear wheel, the front wheel right there a little bit. I believe that the Panamerica competes with the FTR 1200. Now, the FTR 1200 came out as a rally adventure bike, which I don't really feel like that's appropriate for it. The FTR feels a hell of a lot more like a hooligan naked bike. So I'll have to say that in terms of power, the FTR feels better, more controllable, more manageable, a little bit peppier, but in terms of touring comfort and possible off-road capability, I believe that this Panamerica can do more than the FTR. So it just depends if you're wanting a naked or a V-twin sporty bike from one of the big manufacturers, American manufacturers. It really comes down to either FTR or the Panamerica. If you want to be more of a street hooligan and just mess around on road, FTR for sure, especially with the new update in 17-inch wheels. If you're trying to do any sort of touring, adventure riding, or even some light off-road, definitely go with the Panamerica. This windscreen's adjustable. There we go. Okay. So this bike wants to be ridden hard. It wants to be kept on the boil. You need to rev out the engine a little bit to have it come alive, which is completely different from most other Sportsters I've been on. This one really, really wants to rev. It is inappropriately fast for the street. Let's change the mode. Aw, it's like a little kitty. These turn signals are annoying me. A lot of people complain about the TFT dash having too much information. Oh my god, I don't think it was here. Yeah, it is here. Well, let's see. Okay. Not as flickable as a 1200. Not as steady in a straight, not as steady in a curve as the 1200 either. Could be the fact that this thing has some knobbies, and I'm pretty sure the 1200, the Scrambler 1200, just had normal like road tires, but that was sketchier than I wanted it to be. Yeah, is this Scrambler gonna win today? That would suck. I came in today to ride a Triumph, a Panamerica, a Livewire, and maybe an FTR, but I've ridden an FTR a couple times, so I'm not really too excited for that one. But the big three were the Livewire, Panamerica, and a Triumph. I thought I was going to go for the Trident, but the Scrambler just kind of spoke to me. And I do want to say the Scrambler so far is winning the best bike out of the day. This is faster. It is a little more set up for touring and adventure. But look how far low I have to reach down. My back is getting a little bit kinked from this. And honestly, this just feels like a sportier V-Strom 1000. Which is not high praise for this bike. Honestly, I asked the high side, low side crew what they thought about Harley Davidson and new engines. And they have made a couple videos reviewing the new engines. So honestly, I feel that between the Sportster S and the Panamerica, the Revolution Max engine has done better, at least in my opinion, in the Sportster chassis. However, the Sportster chassis is nowhere near as good as the Panamerica chassis. If I can mix and match it between the two, I would take the Sportster S engine, which is the same, just slightly detuned, and with smaller intake, exhaust, and valves, I believe. But put it on this frame, get rid of some of the more off-road touring bodywork, make it a little bit naked, maybe lower the seat height a little bit, just make it like a true hooligan bike, something that I'll be like getting in trouble for with the law. But I hate to say this, but Sportster S, Panamerica. And that was such a short ride. I don't know how people manage to take more than 20 minutes on it. I guess if you follow every posted speed limit and do everything by the book, you can do it, but I ain't nobody got time for that. Hey, look, KLR 600, 650. Fuck the KLX. Yo, I caught up with him. That guy was ahead of me by at least 5-10 minutes on the ride, and I caught up with him. So either he took a longer route, or he just wasn't giving it the beans. That's a weird intake sound at low speeds.